Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets! Oh, they're hollering, they're cheering, and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets! All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell! Give 'em a hand! And let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life.
Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut. And here we are back again live from New York City. And please like this video and please subscribe. And we're going to get into this a little bit. I'll talk about our favorite team and so much going on in baseball, obviously, because we had the lockout and now we're in a situation where players are coming and going like you've never seen in March. Let me get to the chat. Hello, Goaty Goat, Stony 814, Anthony Vinci, Paisan in the house. So, a couple Mets notes. The Mets signed lefty Mike Montgomery to a minor league deal. He was in camp last year with the Mets, but then he left. So we'll see where that goes. If he makes the team, I think he'll make like $1 million or whatever. Hello, Nelson Cruz. Nelson Cruz went to the where the hell did Nelson Cruz go? Oh, the Nationals. Nelson Cruz went to the Nationals and got a lot of movement going on. Obviously, the big move that the Mets have made in the last few days is Chris Bassett. He's in camp. Also, the Mets also brought in Adam Ottavino. They signed him to a one-year deal. He basically replaced Jerry's Familia. Garbage in, garbage out. Jeurys Familia is now part of the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen, and the Phillies have now went from being a bad bullpen to being traditionally the New York Met bullpen, which is not very good. So they've upgraded with Jeurys Familia there, and we wish him well. Be honest with you, he was a pretty good Met there for a couple of years. He's one of the best closers in the game for a few years, and he gets sort of like gets shortchanged. Hello, Leon. From Stony 814, just wanted to say this. I never got to say this. You're the best Mets host talking Mets baseball. You're straight on and you're no bullshit. No, I am not. I don't BS anybody. It is what it is. I will tell you if I think a player is good or if a player isn't good. And I'll tell you if I like him, don't like him. You know, I like I've said many times, I don't want to, I'm not in the media. I don't want to be in the media. Media are scum. The media in this country are scum. And most of the YouTubers want to be in the media, but they don't want to really put in the work that those people put in to get where they are. I do not want to do that. I just tell it like it is. So I have a little different kind of stand in terms of what I want to do here, and that's pretty much it. But I very much straight shoot everybody, and I don't really pull my punches. That's also gonna be a problem when you're honest. Sometimes people don't like when you're honest. I had a conversation with my friend the other day. He didn't really care for my honesty towards him. He got a little annoyed, but it's all good. All right. So, where are we camp? On Saturday, we'll have the first spring training games. Let me see what the Mets schedule is. Let me check my schedule. And I know some people will be interested. The first game on TV will be on Sunday. So the Mets will play the Nationals on Saturday. And then they'll play the Cardinals and then Miami and then Houston, Miami again, Houston, and the Nationals. So really not much of a schedule. It's basically three teams, you know, but that's okay. It's just a matter of just getting the games in. So 15 games. The first day of the season is April 7th in Washington, and we'll see how that goes. Matthew Landau, you think the Mets have any more moves in them? Yes, they need to get a little bullpen help. You need another reliever in that bullpen, or lefty preferably. And there has been talk about Josh Hader. It seems like that has cooled down a little bit just with him in general. But the Mets could use another lefty in the bullpen. The Mets could really, because they need to replace Aaron Loop, but maybe have somebody who's a little bit better in the clubhouse. Dazuvi Muller, what was the last move the Mets made? They made it today. They signed Mike Montgomery to a minor league deal. Prior to that was the Adam Ottavino move. They signed him to a 1-year deal for $4 million. I think $4 million. So we have some moves that from Stony 814. I agree. Maybe at least one more hitter. I don't think they're going to make another move. I will point out there's a rumor going around that the Mets have offered Chris Bryant a 1-year deal for $30 million, but he's not going to take that. He's not going to take that. What? And can I ask a question? I have a question. Why does he want to sign? Why does he want to sign with the Colorado Rockies when they're not going to go anywhere? From Anthony, what does the Mets lineup look like 1 to 9? Okay, let's figure this out. I have my ideas. Let's take a quick peek. Hello, Southern Cal Mets fans. Hello, Hutton all. So why the F can't unvaccinated players play in New York when the damn stadiums are outside? I don't know. And what's weird about that is that Kyrie Irving, he's not vaccinated. He can't play. And Brooklyn, he can play on the road. He can't play in Brooklyn, but he can sit in the arena and watch the games, which he was doing the other night. Nelson Cruz, is it true that Chafin holding out? I have no idea. No idea. If he is, he's ridiculous. He's probably going to get a lousy contract if he does that. That's not too smart. Now let's go over a little bit of the Mets lineup um, to a certain degree. Now this could be fluid. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. I haven't really given this much thought. Uh, let's see where we go here. Uh, let's take a quick look through this. Uh, the Mets leadoff hitter in this lineup would be Starlin Marte. He's been a leadoff hitter most of his career. I bat him leadoff, and he's right-handed. The Mets number 2 hitter in this Mets lineup would be Brandon Nimmo. Be playing left field. I'm going through this. I'm writing it down, so please bear with me since it was asked in the chat. And of course, please like the video if you haven't already. All right. Okay, so it's Marte Nimmo. Francisco Lindor would bat third. He seemed to do a good job when he batted third. Pete Alonso, of course, cleanup. I've been going through this. This is why the Mets could use another bat in this lineup. Based off of this configuration, I would think that Eduardo Escobar would be the 5 hitter on this Mets team. Robinson Cano be batting 6th, if not 7th. Maybe flip flop with Jeff McNeil. James McCann would be batting 8th, and Matt Kanye would be batting 9th. And the reason is, and these, now we have the DH. You want a guy that's going to get on. I guess Kanye can get on a little bit, so you can bat him 9th, and you get Matt McCann. Now McCann's not going to be here much longer. And it's based on the fact the Mets have a top prospect, the second best prospect in as a catcher in the minor leagues. So with Francisco Alvarez, Ron C from 5 to 9 automatic outs. We need a bat. Really, McNeil's an automatic out? I don't think so. Cano, has that been an automatic out in his career? And Escobar is a quality bat. So I don't know what you're talking about. Automatic out. Schwarber has some market on him. He got so many teams on him. It's amazing. Let me see if there's anything new going on. Don't want to be behind everybody. Oh, let's see. See here. Oh boy, this is interesting. Colin McHugh, he signed a 2-year deal with the Braves. Well, that's not good. Not happy with that. I was hoping the Mets would have signed him. We'll get into what the Braves did today and yesterday. Let's see. So, let's get to some other things here. But this lineup is a work in progress, and there are teams that are basically trading players like crazy. We saw that big trade last night with the Mariners and the Reds. The Reds got Winkler and Suarez, and boy, the Reds are really breaking that team out. They're a disgrace, and all that. I mean, really, for baseball, it's a complete total disgrace. The Reds and the Rockies and Baltimore, disgrace. Couple things. The trade deadline, which we haven't talked much, is going to be a fluid thing every year. The commissioner will control this. So the trade deadline could be from August 28th to, July 28th to August 3rd. Uh, Stony 814. That's what I say. But I also heard rumors that Rosario was hitting balls and one. Yeah, it was just a picture of him hitting balls with balls in a Mets bat. I don't know what that means. I don't. But let's go do some Mets stuff. Uh, J.D. Davis, Jeff McNeil, Don Smith don't look like they're getting moved anytime soon. Okay, it seems like these guys are going to be here for now, for the duration. I guess we need to. I guess they need to be seen in a game starting on Saturday. Um, we're not going to see much of the Mets minor league players now because of this, very short spring training. So you might see a lot of these three guys in particular, Davis, McNeil, and Smith, to see if some team would want to pick them up. Um, so, with the Mets are in a little bit different situation. They haven't been connected to any big players lately, so they've sort of been connected to, really bringing in pitching. I mean, once they brought in Bassett, they don't. There's no real rush to bring in any big pitchers here. You know, after that, and considering they didn't give up much for Bassett, quite frankly, and they still have these veteran players. It's very interesting. We'll keep an eye on McNeil, Davis, and Smith and see where they go. I'll let you know once I find out any information. And they can all flip flop and DH with Cano. Cano will be the primary. Buck said today. Buck Showalter said today that uh, Buck said today that in all likelihood McNeil will be the second baseman, and Cano will kind of move in and out. He'll be playing a little bit at first. He said, and Buck had seen Cano down in the minors. I mean, down in the Dominican Winter League, and he said he thinks he can still hit. So Buck says he can still hit, then he can probably still hit. Uh, Ron, see, there's a picture today of Buck talking to Mauricio wearing 66. He is humongous. He's not shortstop. He looks like an outfielder. They'll probably put him in the outfield at some point, or at least they said he was going to be because he used to be really skinny and like a beanpole. He's not anymore. That's for sure. All right. Let's go through some of these big players. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. I try my best to know all and see all down this line. So Colin McHugh has gone to the Atlanta Braves. He's signed with the Braves. So no Red Sox, no Mets. That's too bad. Anthony Aguilar, you really buy what Epler is saying that the Mets are done with the lineup? Are they really not going to add another bat with what is out there and with what the circumstances are? What circumstances is that? Uh, I mean, they have a lot of guys here that can mix and match right now. They don't seem to be happy with any kind of like matchup in terms of trading partners, and it doesn't make any sense to move guys on the value. You want to get their value up. Particular Jeff McNeil, because Jeff McNeil you could get something really big for him. That's for sure. We'll go through some of these smaller players, then we'll get to the big players. Jorge Soler, I've heard the Dodgers connected to him. I've heard nothing with Zach Greinke. Surprised. I've only seen this sort of murky thing about Eddie Rosario with the Mets. That doesn't mean anything. To be honest with you, it means nothing. Nothing at this point, my view. Jonathan Villar, I know he wants to come back. Nelson Cruz went to the Nationals. Albert Pujols, who knows where he's going. Andrew Chave, he's going to have a lot of teams on him. Anthony, again, that a couple of these guys could be had with short-term deals like Correa, maybe Bryant. We may be talking about it, but that might not be what these guys want. They might be holding out. And you got to remember, it's been less than a week since we had the end of the lockout. So it takes a little while sometimes with these deals to come through. You see these trades going crazy. These trades have really popped up out of nowhere to a certain degree. We're gonna find out. very very quickly. Um, you know where the rest of these players are going to go because the A's aren't finished. They're talking to the White Sox about Montez and Manea. So, all right, now here we go. We have Freddie Freeman. It it seems like this thing with Freddie seemed to be pretty. I don't know. It was bad down there in Atlanta. I don't know what happened with Atlanta, but it didn't seem like there was a lot of good good vibes there between Freddie and the Braves because the Braves didn't inform him that they would trade for Matt Olson. A very very odd kind of story there, to be honest with you. Um, it just didn't seem like that they had the kind of respect for him that maybe they should have. That maybe there was a souring of the relationship. 'Cause in that situation, you would think they would tell um, Freddie that they were moving on. Now we have several teams now on Friday, which we'll get into. It seems that Matt Olson then today signed a 8-year, what, $186 million contract with the Braves, and it didn't seem like the Braves really wanted to give Freddie a 5-year deal, more than a 5-year deal. They said they weren't, and they didn't. With Freddie, he's got the Dodgers, the Yankees still, but I don't think the Yankees. I think the Yankees are going to be out. The Blue Jays, the Red Sox, and then in the last few hours, the Padres have popped up. The Padres lost Fernando Tatis Jr. Broke his wrist riding a motorcycle, and it seems like he's fallen off this motorcycle a few times, and unfortunately, not good, not good. Oh, so they're watching SNY. Oh, we'll have a game on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday on TV. Wow, they give us a pretty good schedule here. Uh, Carlos Correa. We'll get to Trevor Story in a minute, Matthew. Carlos Correa. No, sorry. Chris Bryant. Apparently, rumor is the Mets have offered him a 1-year contract, but he doesn't seem like he's gonna take that. The Mariners, although that might not be as like it was before, since they made the trade for Winkler. The Angels, the Padres, the Rockies, and the Phillies. It's gonna be interesting where he goes because I don't know where he's gonna go. I was convinced it would be and then the Mariners, but it seems like he wants to go to the Rockies. I don't know why. It can't be just to jack up his numbers. Stupid. He's not gonna win now. He's not gonna win out there. That's for sure. He's not gonna win. Why would he win? Then we have Carlos Correa, who didn't seem like he had any kind of like market, and he still doesn't have a market. So it seems like he's probably going to go back to the Astros. Uh, Astros will be offering him, I guess, like a 5-6 year contract with an opt in after the first year, and then where he can go back out into the market. That seems to be the most obvious thing for him right now. Um, so that sort of is a. We're going to move on from that. We'll see where he goes. Trevor Story. All right. I have not heard anything definitive with him. Okay. And Trevor Story has a qualifying offer on him, and he had a terrible year. He was one of the few free agents last year that had a bad season. He had a bad season, and so did Mike Conforto. And Trevor is, he's talented, but he has an issue with his elbow to where he probably need Tommy John in the future. He might be better off going and playing second long term. You know, and that's sort of the bugaboo. He still sees himself as a regular, everyday shortstop, and he might not be that right now with that elbow. He either gets the elbow fixed, or he plays a different position. But I've heard the Dodgers a little bit. I've been wanting the Mets to get him, but they'd have to give up a draft pick. The Astros use a shortstop. The Yankees, they brought in kind of that trade, boy. That was one of the stranger trades that I've seen in a long time. That the Yankees made. They brought in kind of falafel. And I'm not saying his name right. Kind of falafel, and that turned out that's not a great trade. they keep sort of saying, well, Donaldson is he gets in the faces of this team, and this team kind of needs this. What they need is a Josh Donaldson who's an MVP, not Josh Donaldson who's 35 years old, and isn't what he used to be. You want a guy that's going to he's going to get in your mush, and hit 300 and drive in 30, hit 35 home runs and drive 100 runs. That's the Josh Donaldson you want. Not some old guy who's 35 years old and you barely hit 25 home runs. And they brought him in and he's right-handed. Another right-handed bat. Makes no sense. Then we have the Red Sox who kind of sort of connected. Now we have a new name, and that's the Cardinals in this name of the team that's out there. That's the new one. That was the new one that was popping up last night. Then there's Nick Castellanos. He had a team on him until Derek Jeter basically said, you know what? F this shit. I'm out of here. Down there in Miami. So, really, who knows where he's going to go at this rate? Who knows where he's going to go? So, but I've heard the Rangers, the Mariners, the Phillies, and the Rockies. It seems like the Rockies are going to bring in a big bat out there. Who that is, who knows? Who knows at this rate? Let me see something. Hold on. Now, please like this video if you haven't already. And we'll get into a bunch of stuff here. All right. So, all right. So then there's Anthony Rizzo. He is sort of running out of options now because he's up there in age. His offense is in decline, and he's not what he used to be. I didn't think he looked that great last year with the Yankees. He didn't have much left, to be honest with you. But I probably, in all likelihood, the Yankees will probably sign him. I think he's going back to the Yankees, to be honest with you. But we still got teams on him. The Dodgers are on him, but I don't think the Dodgers will do that. And what's the other team? And the Cubs. Let's see him going back to the Cubs, too. Matthew says this, the move the Yankees made was the worst trade I've ever seen in baseball. Made no sense, and Cashman said they improved. They did improve. They run it in place. Kyle Schwarber. I don't even know how many teams. There might be the entire National League on him, other than the Mets. And the Mets are on him just based off of Max Scherzer's recommendation. But the main teams, the Red Sox, the Phillies, the Yankees, I'll just put them there for the hell of it. The Blue Jays and the Rockies. DH can play the outfield. Can play a little bit of first. Then we have Saya Suzuki, who seems to be a guy that didn't know where the hell he's going. So with him, you have the Red Sox, the Rangers. The Red Sox, the Rangers, the Mariners, the Padres. The Padres were kind of hot yesterday. The Astros, the Cubs, and the Rockies. Where he's going? Couldn't tell you. Don't know where he's going. Quite frankly, I have no idea where that guy's going. Then we have our old buddy Michael Conforto. He's another guy that sort of nobody knows much about his like options. It's just everything's sort of up in the air with him. A lot of these players is weird. You're not hearing much about anything. The Phillies, the Rangers, the Yankees, the Rockies, the Padres, the Blue Jays. Seem to be all the same teams, But nobody signed anybody. The player market, the everyday player market is very slow right now. The pitching market is moving much faster. As I mentioned, Colin McHugh signed with the Braves. Uh, so it's very murky right now. Pacoda projected standings for the National League East as a 315. The Braves 92 and 70, the Mets 92 and 70, the Phillies 82 and 80, the Marlins 78 and 84, the Nationals 73 and 89. Mets are given a 10.3% chance of winning the World Series, second behind the Dodgers for highest in the National League. How do you give the Marlins and the Nationals such a high number when they both lost 95 plus games? That seems to be weird. That doesn't seem right. Very, very. That's just not a good idea. Let's take a look on the slide here. The Dodgers are going to win 99 games. The Padres are going to win 86 games. I don't see that happening. The Brewers 93 games. Cardinals 80 games. They predict the Yankees are going to win the division. How? How, according to Baseball Prospectus, can they say that the Yankees are gonna win the division when they came in third place last year? Tampa Bay is gonna win 86. The Blue Jays are gonna win 91. So the Blue Jays are only one game better than they are now. And Boston's 83 wins. This is crazy. And they're saying that the Tigers are gonna win 68. The Tigers are gonna be better. Tigers they're probably gonna finish 500. Let's see. Let me see something. Please like this video, of course, and subscribe to the Baseball Hut. If you're coming through, please subscribe. That way you can participate in chat. I'm going to go to a Baseball Prospectus. See if this works. So we can all look at this monkey crab. Take a look at this monkey crab. Let's see here. Get to this in a minute. All right, let me get this up for us to look at and digest this. Because I don't know how to think it. I don't know how to take this thing with Baseball Prospectus. So let's take a peek at this. All right, there we go. Just read the chat a little bit. From Nick Rickman, do you see the Mets making any more moves? Yes. Well, first of all, they could use another bat, but I think they can kind of get somebody not like somebody on the margins, somebody that really is a left-handed bat that can kind of be like a fourth outfielder, because that's kind of what they could use. I don't see them bringing in a big player in terms of as a position player, and so all right, let's see here. Let me just read this. From Michael Johan, I got pick 5 in my fantasy baseball draft. Who should I take? Michael, I'm the last person asking about fantasy baseball. I've never done fantasy baseball. You know, couldn't tell you. I'm the last person to know anything about. I don't know anything about that. All right, so this is Bacoda. This is Baseball Prospectus. The Mets are saying that the Mets are going to be tied for first place with the Atlanta Braves. Wow. So they say the Mets have a 10.3% chance to win the World Series, and the Braves 7.2%. The Dodgers have a 16% chance to win the World Series. They say the Yankees have a 15.6% chance to win the World Series. How? They finished in third place last year. That's crazy. So the Mets, they say the Mets are going to win 92 games. They won 77 games last year and finished 11 games behind the 75. Oh, 75 games or 77 games? 77 games. And the Mets have it. There's 11 games behind the Braves. So the Braves improved and the Mets improved greatly. I think that number for the Mets is kind of high. They're saying the Braves have 4 more wins out of that team as they won the World Series. They say the Phillies are at 81, 82 wins. Trying to put trying to figure out these numbers with these 3 teams, because really the Phillies have not improved much. The Phillies haven't really improved all that much, to be honest with you. They're the same team as they were last year. Um, they've not made any significant moves at all. It doesn't seem like they want to make any significant moves. Here's from Ken Rosenthal. Blue Jays currently view their chances on Schwarber as better than their chances on Freeman, sources tell The Athletic. The competition for Schwarber, though, remains intense with the Phillies and others in the mix. I'd like to see Schwarber out of here. And saying he beat the hell out of the Mets. Hopefully he leaves. He's out of here. We don't need him down there in Philly. But looking at this, the Phillies haven't done anything to improve their number. So they're still like at 82 wins, to be honest with you. 82 wins. I have to sort of think about what the Met number is going to be. So this is like I'll get back to you on that. I think 92 is kind of high for the Mets right now. Just based off of the stuff just how I look at it. The Mets have to find a way to hit better with men on base. If they don't hit with men on base, they're not going to win. It's as simple as that. You can't be as bad as they were in terms of that, and expect to win anything. That's been the problem the last few years. Since forever, So they have one pitching they you want in the world, but if they don't hit with men on base, they're not going to win. I'd rather have a lousy offense than an offense that can get get the big hit than what we've seen here. This is so weird. These projections. They're saying here that the Mets have a 48% chance to win the division, while the Braves have a 45% chance. And it's so strange. It's such a strange kind of numbers they put. I'm surprised they didn't put the Mets ahead of them. I don't know where they're getting the 92 wins, though. I think that's a little high for the Mets, to be honest with you. I see 87, 88 wins out of the Mets right now, just based on the talent that they brought in here, because it's a 10-game improvement, and they still have a bad catcher. So they improved that they'll have production at third with Escobar. You would think that Lindor would be better just based off the fact that he's been here a year, and you have a manager that's going to know how to manage him better than Louis managed him. Um, and you're going to have the Grom here for a full season, hopefully, and you got Scherzer here. I don't know. 92's pushing it. I see 88 wins with the Mets right now. Um, Now the right field situation is kind of the same. I have to see Kanye how he is because I've never seen him, but he not hasn't been really like an everyday player with the A's. He's sort of been like a three times three kind of four number outfielder. So I have to look at him a little bit. I'm not 100% sure on him. But Starlin Marte is a star, no pun intended. He's a very good player, but he's up there in age. So yeah, 92 is a very high number for the Mets. And Miami's going to be bad. The Nationals are going to be bad. By the middle of the season, they're going to be moving Nelson Cruz. That's for damn sure. He's not going to be around much longer. To be honest, they don't have much pitching down there. MLB post any Mets news? Yes, they signed Mike Montgomery. They're from the 10-cent store. This is silly because Kansas City is in last place. No. I'm shocked that Detroit isn't. They put Detroit in last place in the American League Central because they brought in Baez and they won 77 games last year, and they look like they were on the upswing. They have a young team. They're going to be eight. They're going to win 80 games. I think. I could see Cleveland and the Royals fighting out for last. I could see that. Now people are going to say, why with the Indians or Guardians or whatever they call themselves being last? Because they went woke, they changed the name. The first day they changed the name, they had a sign outside the gift shop and it collapsed. It came down. And we've seen in other industries when you go political in a bad way, it doesn't turn out well. Just based off of that. I think by the middle of the season, Jose Ramirez is going to get moved. You're going to hear a lot of stuff about about Shane Bieber being moved. They're going to have all kinds of I'm just telling you. I predict a really bad year for them. And they're saying they're going to win 78 games. I could see them winning 68 games and finishing last. And being just a miserable situation out there. Now, of course, please like this video if you haven't already. Let's take a look at how many likes we got in here and get a few more here. 19? We need a lot more than that. A lot more likes than that. All right. Let's see. So the Yankees won 97 games when they only won 91 games or 92 games last year. I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Blue Jays won 91.19. That's what, 1-2 more than they did last year. They're saying that the Rays are going to take a big step back. Boston's going to take a step back. I can see that with Boston. Definitely. Then the American League Central, the White Sox. The Twins are doing all these kinds of things. I don't see them improving. I see them. It's weird what they're doing. I don't know. They're another team that could be in trouble in terms of a bad season. Just based off my own feeling, I could see the Tigers finishing second in the American League Central. and the other three being a bunch of bottom feeders, maybe with the Twins being third. The American League West, that's a low number for the Astros. 90.2 wins. They say Seattle's going to win 84 games. They're gonna win more games than that. They won 90 games last year. They're going to win more games than that. If Correa goes to another team, I can't imagine that the Mariners couldn't overtake the Astros at this point. And they say the Dodgers, the Angels are going to win 88 games. That's not happening. They can't stay healthy. Mike Trout cannot stay healthy. Oakland's going to finish last. I could see that. The Rangers win 71 games. I think they'll win more games than that. Maybe 75. Uh, National League Central. The Brewers are probably the one team that might be right. The Cardinals always seem to be there. That's a little low for them. The Reds are going to be bad. The Cubs are going to be lousy, and the Pirates are going to be bad too. Let's see. Let's see how many bad teams we got. How many teams potentially we could have? Baltimore, uh, the Guardians, Oakland. Oakland just based off the fact they're moving everybody, but they'll come back pretty quickly. Washington, the Pirates, the Reds, the Rockies, and the Diamondbacks. You're talking about 8 teams that can be really, really bad. Wow, that's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Because the Reds are gonna they're at 79. They're gonna lose more than that. They're gonna lose more than that. They're saying they're gonna lose 83 games. They're gonna lose more than that. They're gonna lose close to 90 games. Well, National League Central could be really lousy. Very top heavy teams this year. National League Central. The Dodgers in first. Looks like they don't believe in the Giants. I don't believe in them either, by the way. I thought they were gonna have a bad year last year and they won 107 games, which was crazy. They still believe in the Padres, huh? Well, they should be much better in terms of leadership because they got a better manager there, but I don't know. I don't know about him, about them. And they lose their best player. I don't, I don't get that. Let me get back to the chat. Uh, what's up, Coolio? Top notch. What's up? Yo, yo, yo. Hey, I I keep it real. I keep it real. BMW 05. Mets should go all in for Chapman and another pitcher from Oakland. I don't like Chapman at all. He can't hit the broadside of a barn. He can't hit. He cannot hit. Sorry. And I don't think Oakland would make another trade with the Mets, uh, considering just they would just want to like spread it out. Maybe they can get more from Manea and Montez than they did for Bassick. You know, because Bassick they got a lot. They really did not give up much for him. I mean, with Bassitt they picked up a number uh, 5 prospect who was going to be a number 3 starter for a guy as their best pitcher, and they also gave them a middle reliever in the minor leagues that was released by the Phillies. So you're not talking about anybody that's any good. So I don't. I can't imagine that Oakland would that stuff like that doesn't normally happen. These teams they like to spread it around because they like to pick and choose from different farm systems. You know, and the Mets aren't going to give up, say, Alvarez or Beatty or Vientos for another, not for Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman's not worth that. That's for sure. Matt Chapman's he's a great, defensive third baseman, but he can't hit. He's a 220 hitter. or 200 hitter, and he strikes out a lot. He strikes out 200 times a year. And he's got a bad hip. That guy's got a bad hip. You stay away from guys with bad hips. Guy's not even 30 years old and he's got a bad hip. Never heard of that before. Yeah, Nelson Cruz is right. Chapman has seen better days. This thing with the hip is a concerning thing to me. But guy's got a bad hip. You stay away. You stay as far away from him as possible. That guy's getting ready for AARP. He's not a guy that's going to be lighting up going forward. That's for sure. He's not going to be doing that. That's damn sure. Let's see here. I know people like Chapman, but you don't. You got to be more and honest about it. Just in terms of his numbers are lousy. I'm just being. I'm very honest when I look at these players, and to me, he just doesn't do it for me. You know, just based off of some of the stuff that I've read and just his overall numbers. You just look at the numbers. You know. And the Mets have had nothing but all kinds of issues with guys that can't hit. And they can't be bringing another guy that can't hit, and he strikes out a lot. He strikes out more than anybody on the Mets, The guy that strikes out the most in bad spots was Michael Conforto. And he's out of here, you know. Mets can't bring in a guy who strikes out more. The guy strikes out 180 times to 200 times. The pitching's one thing. They got really good pitchers, and the Mets got their best pitcher. Manet is very good. Montez is good. And Bassett is good. And we'll see what Bassett can do. The Mets have a very interesting, situation. They got a lot of free agents after the season. A lot. Bassett's going to be a free agent. Jacob DeGrom's going to be a free agent. Taijuan Walker's going to be a free agent. The whole entire Met bullpen, are going to be free agents. So the Mets have a lot of free agents after this season coming up. So that's why they're going to be all in, and they're going to try to make big moves when we get into July. And if they feel the need to bring up Alvarez because McCann can't cut it, they'll do that. Also, keep an eye on Wilson Contreras. I know he didn't hit for a high average, but he's still a very good catcher. And he's better than McCann. So just keep an eye on him. He's not going to get moved down, I don't think, but he'll be moved some point, in July. Nick Rickman, Mets should go after Jock Peterson. Nah, I don't think so. Let's see. John Rossi, who's desperate, needs Schwarber and Chafin as soon as possible. Let me ask you something, John. Are they playing games tomorrow? No. Are there games that are going to matter? No. And there's nobody beating down Andrew Chafin's Where'd the HUD go? The HUD is still here. I got kicked out of my own live. It's okay. BMW 05. About Eddie Rosario's a 4-5. Rosario's a different story. He has a little bit left, and I think he would be pretty good here. He's a four. You have him as a fourth outfielder. You can DH him a little bit. I would not have a problem. You can play him in left field, but he's mostly a left fielder. You know, you didn't lose me. I didn't even move. It's just the computer sort of went bye bye. Let me get back to Pagoda. So, all right. It was an intermission. I'm not gonna go, 4 or 5 hours. Not today, anyway. Maybe tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. I think. We'll see what time I feel like going, but sometime tomorrow I'll be on. Hopefully, we'll have some news for the Mets for you all, or some kind of. It's been very quiet, but that's what happens when spring training comes. This happened last year. It got really quiet. Uh, let's take a peek. Nothing going on. Very quiet tonight. Very very quiet. Uh, uh, it's gonna be interesting to see what Freddie winds up because it seems like the Blue Jays are kind of at it. Maybe the Red Sox. Imagine him going to the Red Sox. He would drive the Yankee fans crazy. And Stoney. From Peter, you would think with spring training finally started that we would see some more moves. Well, a lot of these deals are kind of complicated. Some of them, although the Matt Olson deal didn't take that long. You're talking about moves that take weeks and months to get completed, and you're asking them to get done right now. It's kind of difficult, uh, especially the Correa deal, um, and a couple of these other guys. So it's very difficult to see some of these guys sort of getting moved very quickly. You're asking a lot. Uh, I think by the end of the week, I'm surprised. From Peter. Sorry about that. Getting zonked out of here. Peter, they had 4 months to work out their game plans. Make the call and tell them hurry up. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to end the live stream because I'm having all kinds of internet connections problems here. So I'll be back again tomorrow. Sorry about that. We'll be back again tomorrow during the day. I think we're gonna have a big show tomorrow. You know, we'll have a big show tomorrow. We'll really get into it, and probably during well, we'll see, probably around the afternoon. I think we're gonna go on for a while tomorrow. So you want to come by and subscribe, and we talk about a lot of different things here. So you never know what I might bring, what I might bring up. And yeah, there's something wrong with all my junk, all my stuff, more like my junk here. But I will be back again tomorrow, and we'll be back again on Thursday. And just keep an eye out if there's any kind of like moves tonight with the Mets. I don't see anything on the horizon. Any major moves tonight, I'll do a video. So you need to keep your eye out for it. And I want to thank you all for coming by. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. Thank you. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.